Let's have a look at question 2 in this video. So now we have to first of all, we have to see that we have the market demand given by this function, and we have to compute the equilibrium quantity sold in this market and the profit of the monopolist. So let's do that. Now let's recall the condition of making profit for a monopolist. We'll have the marginal revenue equals to the marginal cost, and that's actually the condition for anyone trying to make profit, because that is the ideal scenario. Marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. Now what is the marginal revenue? We can use the demand function to calculate that, because the marginal revenue has a slope twice as steep as the demand function, as the price. So that's going to be marginal revenue equals to 120 minus 2 times the quantity. So we have already 120 minus 2 times the quantity. Now what's going to be our marginal cost? Our marginal cost is the derivative of the total cost, and we have the short run total cost over here, meaning we can calculate the marginal cost by differentiating it. And if we differentiate 1 over 2 q squared plus 16 with respect to quantity, that's going to be equal to 1 over 2 times 2q plus 16 derivative is 0. And if we work out the math over there, we cancel out these terms. So that's going to be equal to q. That's going to be the marginal cost. So let's make it equal to q over here. And now we have to solve this. It's a simple equation. So what will we have? We will have 120 equals to q plus 2q. We're taking it to the other side. Q plus 2q. Now what's q plus 2q? That's 3q. So 120 is equal to 3q. And if we want to find out the quantity, we will have quantity in equilibrium for the monopolist is going to be 120 divided by 3, which is 40 units. Now we have to substitute our quantity in the price function to find out the equilibrium price, which is 120 minus the quantity. So that's going to be 120 minus 40. Let's write it over here. 120 minus 40. Price in equilibrium 120 minus 40, so that's equal to 80. We got the price, we got the quantity, we have the cost function, we can find out the profit. Now what's gonna be the profit for the monopolist? That's the difference between the revenues and the costs that he has. What is the total revenue? That's just the price times the quantity. Price times the quantity. What's the total cost? The total cost is a function, we have it over here. 1 over 2 q squared plus 16, so let's write it. We will have 1 over 2 times q squared plus 16. Okay, so price times quantity. What is the price? Price is equal to 80. Quantity is equal to 40 minus 1 over 2 times quantity squared. That means 40 to the power of 2 plus 16. Okay, let's work out the math here, because I think it's going to be quite simple if we do it in our mind. So profit equals 80 times 40. That's 3200 minus 1 over 2 times 40 squared. 40 squared, that's 1600, divided by 2, that's 800. So minus 800. And then minus positive 16. So minus 16. 3200 minus 800, that's equal to 2400. Minus 16. And the last step seems to be pretty simple as well. 2400 minus 16 is 2384. So that's going to be the profit for the monopolist, and we are done.